Right, this is Scott and Sam doing our evaluation for our Media A2 music video. Without further ado, here it is. The first thing you notice here is actually the animation of our title coming along. We used Photoshop to make it, and it was just a simple dragging it into Premiere. Shows it because we see it on a lot of music videos, but you don't really take notice of it. About 30 seconds in, we've got our first flashback. This actually shows that we're not telling our story in a linear way, and this is to challenge the new forms of media and conventions. We actually chose to make it a dystopian without fully realising it, as in we didn't want it to be like all the other pop music videos where everything's all happy and everyone wins. The music video for Teenage Dirtbag had some inspiration for this by Wheatus. Being in a school and getting bullied, but just getting ignored. But in the end, the protagonist gets what he wants. However, in this, our protagonist doesn't get what he wants.
With Sam talking about our influences, the Foo Fighters song for the video for their song Breakout was a big influence on this video because it had a similar storyline where the character had both a geeky side and a cooler side. Not only does our main character have a sudden change of geekiness, as you'd call it, to coolness, but also when he's the lighter him, he's a lot more innocent, but when he's his darker self, he's a lot more rebellious and unwilling to take orders, which is quite an important subtext of our video. Talking about our transitions, we only used a few fades, but we decided to use more cuts because it goes with the tempo of the music more, and if we used a lot of fades then it would slow down the story, we felt. Another piece of equipment we didn't use in AS was the camera crane. This can be seen at the very beginning and very end of our video. At the beginning, the camera pans down towards the character, and at the end, pans up. And we felt that this was quite important because we wanted the end to be very similar to the beginning, to show that things are still the way they are, and his rebellious side was just all in his mind.
We Shot the Moon actually used cartoons for a lot of their CD covers, and we thought this was clever, so we thought we might try and relate this to our music video by adding in a comic feeling. We also use a comic feeling in our print product by the actual picture of the cartoon on the front. We've got Scott walking comically into a door, or comically getting rejected. It's just we've done things a little bit more over the top than you would find in reality, but we've kept it to a general something that people can relate to because it does happen. We've got tons of tempo control where we speed it up just so that it matches the chorus itself. So that's kind of how we matched and tried to have our video speak with the same voice as the music, I guess.
You'll notice in our video that we don't use obvious conventions such as the female gaze or male gaze because we wanted to keep a more realistic approach to our video and just tell the story rather than creating a sexual orientation around it. An aspect of Premiere that we hadn't used before was when we used picture-in-picture during our audience feedback video. We decided to put the audience watching our video in the corner of the screen just to show how they are reacting throughout the whole video rather than just have their comments at the end. We thought that'd be a lot more interesting to see their facial expressions and how they reacted. Early in the stages of editing, we actually showed our video to Rachel Maindonald, and she said it was good then, but once we'd recorded some new footage and added it to our video, we added some more dark side footage as opposed to light side footage, and she said this made the story a lot clearer and made the narrative a lot more structured.
We reused a scene that we used about 20 seconds ago, however we ended it differently. This was pretty important for our main storyline, was to show the difference in our person. Daniel Price actually said that he really enjoyed the way we reused scenes and rewrote the story as we went along. It's kind of added an extra dimension to the video.
The combination of our print products and our video go quite well together because they both have an obvious theme running through, which is our character having both a dark side and a light side to him.
Our digipack was pretty simple, pretty obvious, and kind of related to our music video in a variety of different ways. The showing of dark side and light side got put right next to each other and fading into each other was actually basically just showing that it is the same person being completely different, which is the theme of our video as well. And on the front cover we've got the Angel Scott and the Devil Scott, which is a over-exaggeration of what it's really like, but we would like to we wanted to make it over-exaggerated because we like the comic feel of it, which we've also got in our music video. That's how our main product and ancillary texts are related quite similarly.